This video is brought to you by PixelSpinach.com. PixelSpinach.com. Muscle for your media. Muscle for your memories.
Thank you for joining us for this Pixel Spinach module on field-ready equipment, where we're going to show you everything you need and need to know to be field-ready and ready to video that next event. Pixel Spinach is about all things video, but most importantly, we cater to the beginner, the intimidated. We have a focus on sporting events simply because that's been my personal family experience with my boys around sports, but this will prepare you for videoing and doing something with that video on just about any event out there. We focus on the average person, again, catering to the beginner. So if you're a beginner, if you've been intimidated about shooting video, or you've shot video and you've never done anything with it, then you've come to the right place. Let's get started. Other presentations that we have out there, in addition to this one on field-ready equipment, we have one on editing and processing. It'll give you an overview and an introduction to what you need to know and what you need to buy to be ready to edit and process the video once you've shot it. We have another one on data management. If you shoot video, especially today in high def digital, you're going to have some files and some very big files. And the videos you process, you're going to want to protect those. So that's very important. If you don't do certain things, you have the potential to lose that video, lose those memories, and that's a horrible thing. So we also have buyer's guides for all three of the above. You can save those, you can print them out, take them to the store, or when you're shopping online, it even has exact model names and numbers that you can look for, and those are very helpful, so you can find those on our website. We will also have a stockpile of video tutorials to walk you through in a little more detail how to do things once you've acquired the equipment, the software, and the peripherals, everything you need to go. This is our website, so if you haven't seen us yet, you might pay us a visit. It's always improving. So pixelspinach.com, check it out. There's a lot of information there. Some disclosure. We are not a product review service. We're not always the best and most technologically advanced. But what we do know is how to get things done. And we do know what works. And we hope you can appreciate that. And that's probably what you're looking for. If you're a beginner, we're going to show you how to do it and how it works and about getting it done. As far as the product review service and the most technologically advanced, there's plenty of resources out there on the internet and YouTube and everywhere else that covers that. So we're catering, once again, to the novice, to the beginner, to the intimidated. Let's get it done. Camcorders and cameras. What do you need to look for? First and foremost, don't get so wrapped up in high def, 1080p, and so forth. 1080p is fine if you're going to be burning your video to Blu-ray disc to watch on your 1080p flat screen. But if you are uploading video to YouTube or Vimeo or any other site to share with others, you really don't want to use 1080p unless you have fiber connection and can upload very fast, because it is a huge file and may not create problems for you, but it might create problems for the end user trying to view it with limited bandwidth. HD 720p is plenty. In fact, when you burn 720p footage to regular DVD, it looks fantastic, and that'll serve most of your needs with high-def video footage. Both camcorders and cameras. Don't overlook cameras that also do digital video, even high-def and 720, sometimes 1080. Don't overlook those. Camcorders will shoot still images, but they don't do a great job of that. They do fantastic video. On the contrary, digital cameras out there today will shoot fantastic pictures, images, and also shoot incredible video footage. So some of my best pieces have been done with a Fujifilm Pix camera that did both digital pictures and shot 720p video, and the results were fantastic. So don't overlook those. SD memory cards, that's really what you want to look for, but it's pretty much become the standard today. What I would say, I want to give you a caveat on internal memory. That's not a big deal. Don't let the salesperson try to sell you something because it has internal memory on it. I have a Canon Vixia camcorder that has both an SD card slot and internal memory. The only time I record on internal memory if it's by mistake. For some reason it was accidentally set on internal memory. To me, it's a big pain in the rear. SD memory cards are very inexpensive these days, and they're very easy to just pop into your computer and transfer the footage. When you have it on internal memory, you have to have the camcorder connected, typically by a power supply, and connected with a USB or other wire, and it's very cumbersome. So do not get hung up on a camera that has internal memory. You simply don't need it. A wide-angle lens. I recommend you buy a camcorder or a digital camera that does video that has a wide-angle lens, especially if you're shooting sporting events. It just has a fantastic look and feel, especially if you're shooting from the sideline, kind of highlight footage. But don't get too wrapped up in that, because if it doesn't have a wide-angle lens, you can buy some very inexpensive attachment lenses that will give you wide angle, and the results are pretty good. Not as good as the native wide angle that comes integrated on a unit, but can get the job done. The buyer's guides, I've already mentioned those. There's 3 of them out there, and they follow along pretty much exactly to this overview presentation. So everything I talk about here is going to not only be covered in the PDF field-ready video equipment buyer's guide, but it's going to have some links, in this case, to Amazon. I tend to use Amazon more than any other place to buy just about everything. This is not an Amazon endorsement, it's just a personal preference. They not only have it, but they typically have the best price and a lot of times free shipping, especially if you're an Amazon Prime member. But the other 2 buyer's guides, video editing and processing, will follow that overview presentation, and buyer's guide 3 is data management and backup, which will follow the overview of that. So there are the buyer's guides, and they're available at pixelspinach.com. Let's start with kind of an economical category, and that's just a category I came up with. Sony is a great line. And this camera, I've bought 2 of them, and I've shot a lot of football games with them and given them out to friends to shoot their games. And the results are phenomenal. Nothing short of fantastic. $259, are you kidding me? This is a great, great value. And you'll see the Amazon reviews, which I think are great. People put a lot of time into the reviews of products on Amazon. And you can take them to the bank, whatever you read there. So this is a great unit. And if you don't find these model numbers, this is October 2012, this recording. There may be a newer model out, might be a little bit higher, might even be less expensive. But look for this model if you can. Samsung, they make great TVs and probably a lot of other great things, but not quite as known on cameras and camcorders, but I've had quite a few of them, different models, and I've had great results with Samsung, so don't overlook Samsung. Also a great price point for this particular model. Panasonic, $339, at least as of today, October 2012, a great model. All of these are full HD with SD memory card slots. This one in particular happens to have internal memory, but remember what I said, that's not a big deal if it doesn't have internal memory. A little bit higher end, a model that I've shot with for several years now and been very happy with, but it costs a little bit more, is the Canon Vixia line. I love Canon. I'm a Canon fan. I'm a Pentax fan as well, but this is a great line of camcorders from Canon, so don't overlook those for a little higher end unit. And then you get into the prosumer, not quite professional, but way above consumer camcorders. Kind of a Canon Vixia there, G10, also the Canon XA10. So if you really want to go all out, more power to you. These are great, great cameras if you're going to really step it up and go prosumer. Wide angle add-ons, this particular one is $13. There are others. I happen to use a Canon brand wide angle attachment when I put it on that Vixia camcorder. But there's a bunch of them out there. Just read the reviews on Amazon and try it out. It's very inexpensive. Try with and without and see what your results are and whether or not you like it or not. But definitely worth looking into if you don't have that already on your camera or integrated in your camera lens. I've had a couple of different variations of this Samsung camera, this particular HZ10W. But this is under $200. This is a great wide angle camera that shoots HD video as well. And there's a saying out there, at least that I've heard, what's the best camera? Well, it's the one that you use, the one that you take with you and you use. This one you can put in your pocket, you can put it in your purse, and there's not a lot to it. And it's fantastic. So don't overlook these little cameras. I usually, when I'm shooting on the sideline of football games, I'll take a monopod in this little unit right here, and I will get awesome footage. I mentioned this before, Fujifilm FinePix. This one in particular is the S4000. It's under $200. But there's some models above and below this unit. But the Fujifilm FinePix is a great little camera. It takes fantastic pictures, and it's also wide angle, and it shoots kick butt video, I have to admit. So don't overlook these cameras in lieu of getting a camcorder. So there you have it. Memory cards. I have happened to buy a Transcend brand more than any other, but I've also bought the Amazon Basics brand. I don't know who makes that for Amazon, but I haven't had any problems with them to date. I would say that 16 gigabytes is more than enough. Just so happens to be pretty good price point when you break it down per megabyte. But 8 gigabytes, even 4 gigabytes will get you through a game very well. I don't buy anything less than 8 today, but Transcend is a good brand. There's some other brands as well that might be better. This is just my personal experience. And Amazon Basics, don't overlook those. Great prices. If you're Prime, you get free delivery, and it's a great little card. Batteries. Oh, what a pain. I'm going to suggest that you get some extra batteries for your camcorder. I have never bought the actual, if it's a Canon camera, I have never bought the Canon batteries or the Samsung brand batteries. They're just expensive. I've had some bad luck with some aftermarket third-party brand batteries, but I've had pretty good luck with the Wasabi brand. You could find Wasabi on both eBay and Amazon and probably elsewhere. What I suggest is whatever camera or camcorder you choose, punch in the model number on the battery on Amazon or eBay or wherever, and typically Wasabi will come up. You can get some, I suggest you get a couple. And a lot of times there's a kit. I like the wall charger. That is the unit that doesn't require a cord or anything. It just plugs into the wall, and then you pop your battery in there. And that's a great option. But get some extra batteries. You're going to need them. And even when you do have them, they're going to let you down someday in some way. That's why I use this. This is a little Powerpak that I made. It's very easy to make. But this is what I carry to every event that I go to. And I have yet to run the battery down. Here's what's in it. Or here's what it consists of. It is a box I'll show you in a minute. But the battery in there is a 12-volt sealed battery. I guess you call it a mini. If you've ever used one of these if you're a hunter and you've used these on corn feeders or anything like that, you can find them just about anywhere, including feed stores, Academy Sports, Walmart, whatever. A 12-volt sealed battery. It's placed inside this box right here. You can use just about any container you can find, but I like this box. It's cheap. You can find it in a lot of places. It's made by Plano. It's actually designed for ammo, but it's a great little box. The batteries are going to run you in the neighborhood of $20, and that's it. It's a sealed battery. You're going to need a Trickle Charger. When it runs low, or when you think it's running low, plug it into the Trickle Charger, and the Trickle Charger will not overcharge the battery. It'll make sure it has a good charge on it, but when it's fully charged, it will stop what it's doing, so it's not damaged. So there's a Trickle Charger. That box also has an inverter attached to it. Here's a Rally brand that's marine grade that I've had great luck with, $35. Amazon Basics makes a little 175 watt one, which is plenty, 175 watts. So you grab some Goop or even marine Goop. That's a silicone type adhesive. And you take your Plano ammo box or a Igloo cooler or whatever box you're using, and you put some Goop on the back side of that inverter and attach it to the box. And that's what you get there. An inverter that's stuck to the side. You drill a hole in the box, run the cables through, and attach the cables to the battery when you're ready to go, and then just plug in your camcorder or camera power cord into the side of the inverter. So hope that makes sense. It's a pretty cool little power pack, and you'll be happy with it when you're out there when others are having batteries run down. I've even seen one guy take a diesel generator out to a game and connect to that. It was crazy. He said, "Hey, what's that little box you got there?" "Oh, it's a little power pack I made." Anyway, there's the power pack. Tripods. I like both a regular tripod and monopod. I typically will use a monopod when I go on the sideline of a game and get close to the action. You can move up and down the sideline very easily. So whatever you're filming, if you want to move around easily, it's just a lot easier. But a regular tripod is a lot more stable and will give you more stable footage. If you're filming game film for the coaches, probably want to go with a traditional tripod. Here's one that I've had good luck with, Dolica off of Amazon. I believe I used the 62-inch one, but it's a great little unit, and it's $40. But there are some cheaper ones out there. Here's one from Ravelli for under $20. It's not quite as stable, not quite as sturdy as the Dolica that I just showed you, but it gets the job done for under $20. Here's a monopod from Dolica, $16. But there's other brands out there. Pretty simple, just telescopic deal that slides and gets really compact to throw in your car, and you can make it as long as or as short as you want, depending on what you got going on. So game day, that's basically what you have. Your camcorder that you decide to pick, your memory card, and I do suggest you having more than one memory card on hand. Sometimes you forget to delete footage from a previous game. It fills up, you run out, they do get damaged, they do get defective. Have more than one, you're going to need it. Battery supplies, if you don't have the Powerpak, or even if you do have the homemade Powerpak, have some spare batteries on hand at all times. But the batteries will disappoint you someday in some way. That's just the fact of life. But you can be better prepared than most if you take some of the precautions I've mentioned. The tripod, and I didn't mention an umbrella, but whether it's bright sun or rain or the elements, you might want to grab a nice big golf umbrella to protect you if you're going to be out in the elements when you're shooting. And that's pretty much it. Pixelspinach.com is the website if you haven't been there. I've mentioned it already a couple of times, but there it is again. And the other guides that I've already mentioned. So appreciate you joining us for this. Take a look at some of our other overviews and good luck in going out there and getting your equipment and being field ready. Take care.